What's the implication of Brexit? What could that look like? What happens if the price of materials goes down? What does that mean? So in the boardroom, it's not surprising really then that the finance director or the finance individual has so much influence of the leader, because the leader's looking for answers. The leader wants help. Now, when I reflect back on my qualifications, this is 1996, it was a long time ago. I had hair then. I used to have a quiff. So my quiff has gone, and my neck ache has gone as well, which is brilliant. So what you'll notice there, most of those papers, not all those modules, but most of those modules are finance related, most of them, not all of them. We've got other things in there, economics, business law, investment portfolio, decision-making techniques, using numbers to help make decisions. And over here, management strategy. Under management strategy, I remember it, we covered marketing, we covered HR, we covered strategy obviously, we covered project management, we covered a whole range of different disciplines under management strategy. So when I finished my qualification, I was actually better placed, not just from a finance perspective, but about a more holistic commercial understanding of what the world of work needs from me. If I compare that now to my HR qualification, which I completed 5 years ago, because I moved from 2009, what you'll notice is that primarily every single module, and I'm including the manager appointed dissertation in this, was HR focused, which is great, it's not bad, because it means my training, my qualification, my experience related to all that is very HR focused. We had one module called Skills for Business Leadership, and you know what that involved? Presentation skills, communication skills. Understanding numbers, we spent 4 hours looking at numbers and understanding what they mean, but in that first year. So, when I speak to other HR professionals who've only been in the HR profession or haven't got that background, I recognise that they've got gaps. I recognise I had gaps. Like from finance to HR, I had gaps. So the first thing to do to accelerate your learning is to understand where your gaps are in your understanding. What are the things that you do not know yet? We're living in a VUCA world. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the term volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. It's a beautiful quote here by John Chambers. He's the CEO of Cisco, and he said, "It's the slowest pace of change that you'll probably see for the rest of your life." He said this a while ago. Interestingly, Justin Trudeau, who's the Prime Minister of Canada, was at the World Economic Forum in Davos, and he said something very similar. Okay? Change has never happened this fast before, and it will never be this slow again. This is right now the slowest the pace of change will ever be. It's only going to get faster and faster and faster. So if you know that's happening, what you know currently is not enough. I'm asking all of you, get out of your comfort zones. We all have comfort zones, we like it there. It's where it's easy. But doing some of the things that Al was talking about, challenging yourself. We talked about, Dave Ulrich was mentioned earlier by Abdul Majid. And some of you may be familiar, I'm sure, with the Ulrich business model. You know, the strategic business partnering model. And when I asked my HR team and I inherited them, I said, "What's your understanding of business partnering?" It was very telling. We're here to serve the business. Oh, are you? We're here to make sure the sales part gets what they need. We're here to, depending on which part they're partnering with. I said, okay, let me share something with you guys. In 1998, I went to Sudan. For 3 years before that, I was doing the financial reports for Sudan. Our office is based in the UK, so they would send me reports. I would work on them, put them in the right format, send them off, and get funding. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, whoever that was. And what happened, in 1998 I went to Sudan, and I came across one of the projects that we were funding. And I'm going to share a little story now about these women I met in Sudan. There was a handed well that we were funding and sponsoring. And every single day, these women would throw this black bucket, you can see, into the well, and then pull it up. So I thought, great photo opportunity, I'm from the West. It was like, I think the third country I'd been to, I was 28 years old. So I thought, let me have a go. So the bucket went into the well. I had my colleague, I said, take a picture, it's going to look good. I started pulling this bucket up. After a while I got tired. I said to my colleague, "Can you see the bucket?" He looked up and said, "No." And I kept pulling. And my hand started burning because the rope was really coarse and thick. I started pulling. I said to him again, because the locals couldn't speak English, which is why I got away with it. "Can you see the bucket?" He said, no. So I pulled again, and now my arms were burning. But my pride kept me going. I said, now, he said, the book. He said, no, I let go. But at that moment, I realized what the story was behind my numbers. The real human story about what difference I was making in my role in the organization. And that's when I feel that my business partnering as a finance person changed. When I moved into my HR director role, I think it was Al mentioned about asking for help. I was out of my comfort zone completely. I come from finance to HR. Finance is very easy, black and white, numbers, HR, shades of grey. So I reached out and connected with my HR director counterparts. I met with the director of Oxfam, Save the Children, British Red Cross, Amnesty International, Fairtrade, WaterAid, and I met with all of them over coffee, and I said, help me out. What are you guys working on right now? What are your challenges? Well, how are you approaching that challenge?